Hello and welcome to the start of a brand new Crusader Kings 2 series. It's exciting times here in CK2 land as we have a new DLC or expansion coming out in just a few days as of the time of recording. And thanks to the fine folks at Paradox, I have access just a few days early here so that I can check out all the new features and of course share them with you. So let's get started with the game here. And on that note, do bear in mind that this is a pre-release build, it's beta, so if we run into any bugs, be merciful. And let's see, all of the new features in Conclave, which is what the new DLC is called, if I didn't mention that, are, I think, pretty much universal. They apply to pretty much every character, every realm, so it doesn't really matter who we choose as our character for this playthrough. I think I want to choose something relatively straightforward, though, because I know there are new combat features, and if we have to start in a very weak start and I'm trying to min-max combat, I won't know how to do that because everything is different now. So maybe we'll start, let's see. We could start in Scotland, that should be relatively easy. We have a lot of easy conquests over in Ireland. But maybe the King of Scotland is too easy. Let's see what vassals he has. We have the Earl of Fife. I think we can start as a Duke at least, that might be a better idea. So we have Moray or Lothian. Let's check out Dukes here. So I guess this is Moray, this is Lothian. We'll take the larger character, I think. It shouldn't be too difficult. Of course, we are up against the border with England, so that could be a problem if the realm gets attacked by England. It's our land that's going to get taken if we're playing as Gus Patrick here. But hey, let's do it. Hopefully England will just get involved in some kind of civil wars and not attack northwards. They also have Wales to attack, so maybe they'll deal with that instead. Okay, so the new Conclave features. Let's check out some of them at the start here. So there are changes to combat, as I mentioned. One of the other major changes is with education. So let's see, we have some children who are pretty young, and actually our eldest son is already landed. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to even educate him, since he'll have his own court and all that kind of thing. So he has this. He's our vassal, I assume. Okay, he is. Well, that's fine. The other main focus, of course, of the expansion is the council. You can see that we have this new icon on our character portraits of some of our vassals here, indicating that they're powerful and want to be on the council, which they are, so I guess that's okay. Unfortunately, we have, I think, more powerful vassals than we have council seats. I guess our son counts, but he doesn't get to be on the council because he's too young. Alright, well, let's just take care of our ambition and focus at the start here. We can choose to try to become King of Scotland, which I don't think gives us anything because we are not pagan. Oh, is this new? If the Fabricate Claims Councillor mission is available, it may acquire a claim on Scotland with this ambition. I would like to have a claim on Scotland, that would be very useful. We could possibly get into power via a faction if we had a claim. This ambition cannot be cancelled. So we're also able to build a war chest, which I think is another new ambition. We would have to get, let's see, 500 gold if ruling a duchy. And the reward is extra national tax modifier. Okay. I think we'll try to become King of Scotland, though. I think we're probably relatively powerful compared to our liege, so if we can get into a faction, we have a good chance of winning it. So let's see, we have 56% compared to our liege. The Duke of Moray also has 58%, so King Malcolm here is possibly in a bit of a precarious position to start with. Let's see, if we want to get involved in faction stuff, maybe we want diplomacy, so that people will like us more and join our faction. More gold is also good. Or we can take family, which will give us a health benefit and also give us a little bit of diplomacy. Let's do that. For now. Okay. So, this new council screen is one of the additions. We can do some things here. Let's see. Enforce realm peace, which can end internal wars between our direct vassals. Okay, I guess we probably don't have any, so we don't need to do that. And all of our councillors have a faction or I guess it's a faction or tendency that they can be aligned with, which is either loyalist, which I guess we would probably want. They would be loyal to the liege. We can have pragmatists, which we have 2 of. They are aiming towards the path of least resistance to increase the power in the realm and for themselves, which seems okay. Probably not as good as a loyalist. Glory Hens want to have glory, of course. They oppose attacking weak neighbors. Okay, but they want glorious victories over strong neighbors, I guess. Zealots, who probably don't like people of different religions, and that kind of thing. And malcontents, who I assume are just going to make trouble at any point. So I think we're probably okay here. We have Glory Hens and Pragmatists. I guess the Glory Hens would like us to declare a glorious war against England, but I don't think we'll be doing that anytime soon. And we can also see our Liege's Council here, which we are on. We are the Chancellor, so that will give us extra plot power against him, I guess, if we were so inclined. Decent plot power, but I don't think we want to kill him, probably. Of course we could. Nothing bad has ever come of killing a King of Scotland and trying to take his place. At least as far as I've heard. Maybe we'll just leave that for the moment and consider it later once we have a better idea what's going on here. Okay, so some more additions from the expansion. There's a new infamy system, which I'm not sure how we see the infamy of characters. Ah yes, I guess this is it. We can right-click on people and see it that way. So Scotland currently has 0 infamy. I'm not sure exactly how strict or lenient this system is, like how much you have to conquer to start getting infamy. And then if you have a lot of infamy, people can form coalitions against you. So maybe we'll run into that later, but it probably is not too important for now. And there's also another change to the system of alliances. Now getting a royal marriage with people only gives you a non-aggression pact, not a full alliance. You have to take a second step to get an actual alliance, but we'll worry about that later. Let's take a look at the internal realms here in Scotland. We have all of this land down here. We hold just 2 counties ourselves, and we have 3 vassals. That's fine. Looks like the king has only 1 county himself, so I guess that's why he's relatively weak compared to his other vassals. Moray has these 2, and the others are individual counts. So I think we'd probably like to try and take some more counties for ourselves if we can. We can hold 1 more in our domain, so let's get started on probably fabricating a claim on one of these. We don't have any claims already, do we? No. So let's get our council to work then. I think we'll just fabricate on this one. We'll also train troops in our capital. I don't think we have any new councillor jobs here, so we'll just do the normal stuff, collect taxes, study technology. We're probably too far away from Constantinople to do that. So maybe we'll just have our spy master try to uncover plots, which he has a very low chance of because he's terrible at his job. But that's okay. And I assume we don't need to proselytize, so we can improve religious relations. We could send him to the Pope, I suppose. Seems like a good plan. Alright, let's actually unpause the game here. 8.5 minutes into the video. We'll run this one on a little bit longer just to compensate for the slow start where I'm talking about stuff. Peddlers selling all sorts of food, clothing, exotic spices, and luxuries such as glass and jewels fill the town square with their wares and shouts. Okay, so we can say there's a couple of things we need. 10 gold, which is a lot of gold at this stage of the game. Or we can possibly become shy. We could say that fairs are fun for all, possibly become kind or stressed. Or we can irritate this bishop. Actually an earl, it looks like. Well, I don't want to be shy unless we're already shy. I haven't really looked at my traits here. We're a reasonable character, I guess. We're not shy or gregarious. I think we'll just take the chance of becoming stressed. That seems like the least bad since we already have a health bonus. And of course we became stressed, but that's okay. Alright, we have title loss on succession for the county of Dunbar. I guess this is because we have Gavelkind laws. Oh yes, this is all new as well. We have shiny new screens here. Mostly presenting the same information as far as I understand it. So we are in Gavelkind. We'd like to probably switch to something else if we can. We'll have to be reigning at least 10 years first. So the realm laws are here. Here we have the obligations, which we'll just leave as they are for the moment. And yes, council laws are new. The council gets to vote on some decisions that we make, apparently. So we'll, I guess, see how that plays out if and when we want to change any laws. Like succession, for example. Which we do want to change. So, let's see, we cannot start factions right now because we are on the council and the council is content with the actions of your liege. Okay, fair enough. So how does the council become discontent? Councillors cannot join or start factions while the council is content. The liege cannot enforce peace while the council is discontent. I mean, I guess it would just be if they don't like him. Or if maybe there is a new king, they probably wouldn't like him either, just because things are unstable in succession. The following children need a childhood focus, so we will get to check out some of the new education stuff here. I guess this happens at 5 years old. So let's see. We can tutor her by priests in the Catholic faith. Well, she's already Catholic, so I don't think that's really necessary, but that would give her potentially some learning. Earn duty, giving her conscientious. Well, let's see, what do we need from her? I'm pretty sure she can't inherit, so it probably doesn't matter that much. Humility would give that. Etiquette, diplomacy, and intrigue. Probably no point giving her martial. It seems appropriate for this young lady to be tutored in etiquette. You can become indolent and playful, which is diplomacy and intrigue. He's tutored by councillors and other courtiers focusing on courteous behaviour and etiquette. Common trait outcomes are these ones. Okay. Well, let's do that. We'll see what happens. So maybe it would be in our best interest to try and kill the king as soon as possible. Or at least see if we can make any progress there. The Pope is happier with us, that's great. Yeah, nobody is willing to join our plot. If you could get the Spymaster on board, that would be great. He's not actually too far away from it, but he's not a big fan of me. He wants 44 gold for a gift, which is fairly substantial at this point. Request council supports. We can also buy a favor, I see. If he accepts our request, he'll vote as you do in the council for 12 months and we'll owe him a favor, but he won't do that. Okay, interesting. Well, that's good to know. So the same way as our council gets to vote on stuff, we get to vote on some decisions of our liege since we're on his council. Which I guess we'll find out about if he tries to pass any laws. My wife is pregnant, that's good. Our Chancellor has only a 6% chance yearly of fabricating a claim, which is not great, to say the least. But we don't have any better choices available, even if we wanted to fire a powerful vassal from the council, which is probably a bad move. Yeah, let's change our outlier here. We don't need message rules, I think, but we would like the court. Okay, I think that'll do for now. How is our income? Pretty low, but positive. Let's see if we have any CBs on anybody, only our liege for now. We could probably just fight for independence if we wanted to, but I don't think that's really a good idea. At this point. Definitely better to stay within the realm and try to become king, I think. Alright, we had a son born, Alexander Dunbar. He's a hunchback, okay. We can choose a focus for him. Apparently, even though he's 0 years old, was this not supposed to be at 5? Anyway, He is unlikely to inherit. We have 2 older sons, so let's see, maybe we'll try and get him something stewardship related. Stewardship and learning, or just stewardship. Well, let's educate him, or focus him on thrift. He's tutored by artisans and merchants, focusing on mathematics and invention. And this is like a once-off thing, apparently. Once we set it, we can't change it. Okay, good to know. Well, maybe we'll hold a feast or a fair or something then. Okay, the HRE has set up an anti-pope. We can't do a summer fair because it is the wrong time of year. I'm used to playing HIP where you can just schedule them in advance, so I guess we'll just wait till May. People being given seats in the College of Cardinals. Alright. This should make the peasants happy. And apparently our daughter also lacks a childhood focus. Maybe it's different for sons or daughters, since she's getting it at 5 as well. Who knows? So we did etiquette with our other daughter. Or is this the same daughter again? Oh no, we have 2 daughters, of course. Let's see, we'll do heritage, I guess, maybe? Oh no, wait, that's the one that would give her Catholic or Scottish culture. Oh, this is actually a different one. This is the education focus, and the other one was a childhood focus. I see, I get it. Maybe we'll educate her in humility then. Give her diplomacy and learning. That seems okay. I had invited a monkey trainer to the summer fair, and the performance went well until one of the monkeys refused to ride on top of a pig. So we gain prestige and lose 5 gold. Even though I think we already paid gold for the fair, so that seems unfortunate. Oh, 2 monkey trainers apparently. I kind of feel like these monkey trainers are just trying to extort money out of me. Even if the church frowns upon jugglers and calls them gleemen, I enjoy their humorous and bawdy acts during the summer fair. So we can lose piety and gain prestige. We can annoy the bishop, one of our powerful vassals, of course. He is erudite. Okay, that's a new one. And if the church doesn't like it, should I really like it? We can gain piety, lose a little prestige, and make the bishop happier. Well, I think we should keep the bishop happy, probably. 5 prestige isn't a big deal. We're gaining some extra per month while the fair is going on. And the fair is over. It was great fun while it lasted, so we gained 10 prestige, so overall a profit on prestige there. Need to appoint a new commander. Slightly new interface for the minor titles here as well. And I guess our Earl here is the best person for the job. The cook has prepared a fine meal, but the priest preached about temperance. So we can possibly become gluttonous, or we can become temperate. Well, I think temperate would definitely be better. We could gain some stewardship and extra church opinion. And we did. Okay, that's good. Still nobody at all interested in joining our plot here. Okay. Well, we can hold a feast in just a few days here. Oh, I have to have 100 prestige to hold a feast. Okay then. Maybe next year. We are pretty close. Ah. So we have combat, at least for our liege anyway. King Malcolm has declared the Scottish-Norwegian War on King Harold Hardrad, which I am probably mispronouncing. This seems like a bad idea. He has 4,000 troops right here already. I assume it's over this county. Can we see? I guess we can see this. de jure war over Catanes, or Catanes? Who knows? Okay, well I guess he feels like he can win it. He's got 3.6k, which is less than Norway already has right here. Well, the good news about this is that it will reduce our liege's power when he gets his army wrecked. But I guess that doesn't really help us that much if we can't create factions anyway. Where are you going? Don't siege my land. We could raise our troops to help, but we're just going to get our army destroyed that way. Raiders are pillaging. Of course, the reason he has troops here, I think, is because of his invasion of England, which is what's going on at this time of the game. Okay. Well, I guess maybe our liege thought he'd be distracted with that, whereas in fact he just had his army perfectly placed to rampage through our land and kill all our troops. Well, maybe he is distracted now. He's headed off south, so... Ah. The Earl of Buchan has founded the Increased Council Power in Scotland faction. That's interesting. I would probably want to help with that if possible. But unfortunately we are on the council and the council is content, so we can't join factions. During my stay at the court of a noble in Buchan, I have done my utmost to present my liege in a more favourable light. Okay, so we're getting this event because we're the Chancellor, and we're succeeding with improving the opinion there. Okay. Well, that's kind of unfortunate, because he might get out of this faction now. Keep an eye on the plot, just in case. Okay, faster levy reinforcements. And our liege has a peasant revolt now. Which, again, we could help him with, but I don't think we will. So now he's sieging Orkney, which is not even the county that he's declared for. But he might be able to get a siege or two done while the Norwegian army is down in England. Oh, he actually has troops over here in Norway. Clever, okay. I just didn't give him credit for that, I guess. There are some AI improvements apparently in this new version as well, so maybe he's going to actually fight this war in an effective manner. Let's keep an eye on the Norway-England war as well. England is winning, so if Norway gets his army destroyed down here, then our liege could actually win this pretty easily. I'm sorry I disparaged your military acumen, my liege. I can see that you have this situation well under control. We do have over 100 prestige now, so we could hold a feast if we want to. Got another siege over there. Alright, he's losing ticking war score by now, which is bad news. Looks like Norway still has 4,500 or so. We've been spending more time with my wife lately, and of course we did not marry for love. I can tell it is growing between us. Isn't that nice? Marital bliss. She is an extremely intriguing character. I hope nobody tries to plot against us. And also, we should definitely try to keep her as happy as we can. We could buy a favor from her. I'm not sure I know what that means. Could also appoint her High Almoner or send her a gift. Oh, I guess the minimum gift is reduced to 15 gold. But it only improves her opinion by 13, so that's maybe not really worth doing. So if Norway's army does get destroyed, I might raise my troops and go and siege my liege's target county, so that he doesn't lose a whole bunch of war score from that. Oh, and it looks like he's actually going to come up here and maybe chase this army out of Orkney. which means he has to pass through Moray, and he's going to take care of these peasants. Or they're just going to avoid him. Oh, he ran into an army from, what is it, Ross here? On a courtesy visit to the abbot of a local monastery, you observe a group of monks translating beautifully illustrated books into your language. So we can spend 40 gold on some books, gain prestige and a chance of learning. I think we'll keep our gold. Sorry. Still no claim fabricated over here. Which reminds me, actually, do we have to move him to maybe the capital to have a chance of fabricating a claim on Scotland? Let me see this again. Because it says we have a chance to acquire a claim on Scotland. But does that mean we have to try to fabricate in the capital? I think I'll just leave him here, because gaining a claim on this county I don't think will really help me too much, because I won't be able to actually take it. I don't think we can declare on our liege for a claim. Whereas gaining this county would be a lot better, because that would just increase our personal power relative to our liege. Alright, maybe they're just actually settling down here to siege. They're not going to clear out Orkney at all. And my wife is pregnant again, which is good news. Our liege is fighting a battle over here, but he's not going to win this war unless he actually sieges his target county. This army is doing a shattered retreat. New Conclave feature. Okay. I'm not sure how this war is going to turn out. It could be a close one. But I think we are going to have to leave it here for this episode, because we're just about out of time. This being the first episode of a new series, it's especially helpful if you click the like button, which improves search rankings, that kind of thing. And of course you can subscribe and all that stuff, but you know how YouTube works, so I don't need to tell you about that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and join me again next time.